Oh, hello everybody.
Yes. We love Coconut
Welcome
Mall.
back to 5USC. Here on the A stream, we have a wonderful warm-up here from, I believe, Indiana, but this is going to be Indiana A versus North Carolina A. This is going to be Seed 8 Indiana versus Seed 25 North Carolina. So a little bit of a lopsided matchup on paper, but in match, I do think that North Carolina is going to go pretty well against this Indiana team. So today I am It's Pigeon, and I am joined with our lovely streamer as well as caster, Aki. How are we doing?
Hello, I am doing good. My head hurts, but I like casting matches.
It's a blast. It's a lot of fun. I've been doing a fair bit of casting today myself for various tournaments. I've done North American tournament. I've done some USC, so it's a little bit all over the place with the pools. But
yeah, USCs today have been like very enjoyable to watch. I had those on the other monitor, spectating once in a while. So still going on right now too.
Yes, yeah. There are two matches happening right now, so over there for USC. But this is 5USC. You guys care about this tournament very obviously since you guys are here, and yeah, these are two interesting teams here. I know a lot about Indiana personally. I don't know nearly as much about North Carolina, but going off of this nice little document that the players have put together for some of the tournament hosts have helped to put together. This North Carolina team is pretty good at easy. They are really old players in terms of like actual age. Apparently their average age is 23 years old. So that's like ancient in Osu, but I guess
I wonder if he's actually bringing that down at this point, because that
right. You've got Convex, who's their captain. Hobbs, well-known mapper, and it's also just a pretty good player. Casual Linux user, Senpai Geo, both are good on low AR and hard rock. Unironically,
user, aka July 27th. Yeah.
July 27th.
Yep, yeah. That is the name change. I think that's a fairly long ago name change too. So I don't know who put that as that casual Linux user. That's like OG for like the 50k plus players. Like when they did
yeah. Varka and Woyster, I think is how you pronounce their name.
Wolster.
Is it Wolster?
Woyster?
Oh, it's an I. So
oh, that is an I. Yes, I'm illiterate, so didn't notice that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So seems like this team is going to be heavily favoring the gimmicks here of low AR, specifically in the easy pool. There is only one easy for this week since it is round of 32. I think there's going to be one easy for like the entire tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
There might be a second one eventually, but also another game like BGM warm-up, like unironically.
Oh, it's so good.
Shot. Like the warm-ups in this tournament have been, from what I've seen, like very prideful, and like somehow a lot of the matches they just work off of each other. Like here we had Coconut Mall, and now we have bonus game BGM for North Carolina.
Yeah. That's a little bit for North Carolina. Here on the side of Indiana, I am a lot more familiar with the actual players themselves. So you have Captain JT Cantwell, who has been a tournament veteran since around 2019, I want to say 2020, somewhere around there. Has been playing in tournaments, specifically tournaments higher than 5-digit tournaments. Only recently, within the last few years, has he decayed it down into 5 digits, and he's kind of become a household name in terms of top hard rock players for tournaments. This dude is really good at hard rock. He's also just a really solid consistency player. You've got Marvin Fraggs, who I believe is a pickup from Illinois last year. So Marvin Fraggs is a very solid mechanics player. for this Indiana roster. I do believe Indiana is going to be going very heavily into the mechanics picks, so seeing stuff like the double times, stuff like the hard rocks. Super Alpha 1, 2, 3, you have Fortesse, Shrek Farm, and the other bubble are going to be rounding them out. Shrek Farm and the other bubble, and I believe Super Alpha are going to be their reading roster, so this team can kind of do it all. They're actually a really scary team despite only being seed 8 this year.
I mean, seed 8, this team is one of those like veteran teams. I mean, a lot of these players have been playing tournaments for around 3 to 4 years at this rate. I think the only one I am not very familiar with name-wise is Asset. But I believe
Fortesse.
Yeah, Fortesse.
Yep.
And I believe they've been like playing tournaments for like what, like almost
many years.
Yeah. They just like haven't been like active. Lobby. So because that's a name I haven't seen in like 21, 22-ish, right? It's like the last time they played tournaments or like effectively.
Well, so. I think they were on the team either last year or the year before. But maybe not up to form where they're at now. I think right now all the players on Indiana are playing up to form as far as their skill sets go. I do think Fortesse was a little bit lacking in previous years past, so maybe not on the team, and I don't have the sheet to cross-check that, but that is going to be the final warm-up done here for these two teams as we are going to get into the rolls, and we see a massive 94 roll here from Indiana, so gonna need to see 95 or higher. Won't be seeing that from North Carolina. Is going to be a 30, so Indiana's going to have the choice of either first or second pick or first or second ban here.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of teams have been opting out for the first pick. The ban order doesn't really matter to a lot of the higher seeded teams, as it is ABBA. Most teams will have that like already known what two bans are coming in, as we are just awaiting for Indiana to see if they want the pickle ban order, and then North Carolina on the other side just awaiting to see the other half. As you mentioned before, Indiana does have a good reading team. They also want to opt into mechanics, as you said, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yep.
I think they're gonna lean much more heavily into the mechanics picks and kind of just let North Carolina pick into the reading stuff, the gimmick stuff. It's not necessarily that Indiana is weaker at that than North Carolina, but rather they feel that they're stronger at mechanics, I think, overall.
Yeah, and then I believe a lot of people will be coming into the A stream now, as the B stream just ended. That was a very intense tiebreaker from Wisconsin and Virginia, so if you guys want to see that VOD, that will be uploaded fairly soon. Other than that, we do have our C stream open because that B stream took fairly long, and that's going to be North California C versus Louisiana B.
It's like Virginia won the tiebreaker, so GG well played to them.
Indiana's opting for second pick, which a little odd, but understandable.
Yeah, normally you want to go first pick if you're not going to take the ban order. If you are going to take the ban order, I think second ban is always better, because if you're unsure whether or not the enemy team's bans are going to be, then just allowing them to get rid of one map so that you can then choose 2 other maps from the pool to ban out is a lot safer than trying to take a guess on whether or not you know what map they're going to ban. Second pick has its own merits. It does allow you to have the potentially the last pick of the match if it does go the distance, 4 to 4 to get to the tiebreaker. So there is some merit in doing that, but gonna be the Fremont 1 getting banned out here from North Carolina, and the answers for that is going to be the Nomad 1 and DT 1 from Indiana. So actually some interesting bans here, I think, for both sides. I kind of expect the Fremont 1 a little bit, It is more awkward in terms of a free mod 1 goes, and definitely requires a bit more from the hard rock players over the hidden players, so getting rid of that against Indiana makes a little bit of sense. But the no mod 1 into the DT1 ban doesn't really make that much sense for me from Indiana. I do think that they're pretty strong on that stuff. I would have imagined they'd ban more into the reading against this North Carolina team, but Hard Rock 1 is going to be the second ban for North Carolina, so really respecting the mechanics roster here for Indiana.
So this has been a common thing with the high seed versus low seed, like when there's this like around like 15 plus, it's usually the no mod 1 DT1 because those are fairly the easiest maps in the pool. North Carolina very good on the consistency, although Indiana can play, it's like you want to get those coin flips off the board, as North Carolina is opting for the more challenging picks of the Hard Rock 1 free mod 1. Hard Rock 1 sadly banned again, as I think half the matches at this point have Hard Rock 1 like banned, and we've only seen it one time, so unable to see some Space Jam on this time, as North Carolina is going to pick, and not really certain what direction they want to go with this one. Indiana decided the second pick, so don't want to take the initiative on getting the early momentum with their own pick. Instead, they want to take on North Carolina's pick firsthand.
Yeah, I think if I'm North Carolina here, we know that Indiana, or maybe they don't know, I'm going to assume that they know that Indiana does have players for the easies. However, I do think, or like the low AR stuff, all the gimmick stuff, Indiana should have a 3-man roster. However, I do think North Carolina should be picking into that regardless, with all of their different specialists on that stuff. But looks like they're going to be holding off on doing that just yet and going right into some of the tapping here on the DT2.
Yeah. This, I mean, I guess it's comfort. I think comfort is the name for North Carolina, and DT2 probably is just a big comfort pick for them. We've seen a lot of the low seeds do upset on this map. It is one of those maps that you can fumble and like warm up on, or just miss randomly and the other team just takes it away. And this might be the case on that one, as is this actually North Carolina's roster for their DT, or they're just sitting in lobby?
Convex Hobbs, July 27th. I do think Convex will be playing this. I'm not sure about Hobbs. I do think she's able to play something like this DT2, and I don't know fully the skill set for July 27th, but I do think that if these are 3 of their players already this quickly in to the slots for North Carolina, I do think that this is just going to be their roster regardless. And for Indiana, yeah, it's going to be Marvin Frags, Fortisay, and probably Strict Farm or Super Alv, as they're trying to figure out the third player here. These are going to be the tappers for Indiana.
Okay, Convicts is out.
Convicts is out.
Little
troll. You didn't trust the Convex CT2?
No, no, not at all. As Oyster? Oh, any enunciators in chat? Help.
Yo, Convex, how do we say WOIESTER? Please let us know.
Wait, Esther?
As we get into map number 1 here. Again, this is best of 9. So
yes, it is.
We'll be over quickly. Only 4 picks per team. If it goes the distance.
Just call him bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Bro finds a miss.
Starting this one off, Bro finds the first miss here. Is going to get traded out by Marvin Frags pretty early on, so going to help negate some of this score lead. But for the time being, 23,000 is going to be the score separating these 2 teams here as we get into the first little KI section. July 27th, going to be the second one to fall for North Carolina, giving a little bit more leeway here for Indiana. They're looking pretty good for North Carolina, at least accuracy-wise.
I mean, accuracy difference is actually not that bad. I mean, the only thing is around the 4% between the secondary players, but both looking pretty good on this map. Red Farm and Fortisay holding on to the FCs respectively, as we are going to be approaching a second attentive tapping section that maybe will catch off some players here.
Yeah, maybe we'll see some players get tripped up, but so far nobody yes yet. All players seemingly doing pretty well on this section. Finally, down goes Marvin Frags. That is just on the recovery, but isn't the recovery for Hobbs too, as she finally drops a full combo, leaving only one full combo left on the side of North Carolina versus 2 on the side of Indiana. And a score lead now is 150,000. Gonna keep climbing with July 27 dropping their combo in this section too. The map's already over halfway over, and just with the misses from Marvin Frags alone, it's not gonna be enough for North Carolina to get back into this. I need to see misses from both Shrek Farm and Fortisite if they want a chance back in now.
Yeah, Bro does have the recovery, looking for reverse shows, but Shrek Farm and Fortisite still holding on to FCs, strong FCs if you do say so. 98.3 and 97.5 respectively. Both does find another break. She is doing pretty good on Ag, but it's just the combo's a little rough. Other than that, recoveries for Marvin Frags and July 27 as the map is going to slowly end right now.
Yeah, there's really nothing left here, and 600,000 is going to be much too big of a score gap for North Carolina to get anything back, even if there was a bunch of comboing left to be had here. But as you see, we have 2 players over 1.1 mil here on the side of Indiana. You have a 1 player over 1 mil on the side of North Carolina, and honestly, it wasn't that bad of a pick, really. It wasn't. You have 2 1x misses and 1 S rank, and well, not only one of them was a full combo. Actually, no, Oysters was not a full combo.
Oyster was a hard reverse choke.
Yeah, they had no full combos, but even still, it was still a really good team score. It's just unfortunately not going to be enough to get a point against this Indiana team, and that's an immediate break point here.
Yeah, July 27th's 2 slider breaks, holds with her 1 miss in the middle of the map. It's just very unfortunate. So, very good scores on the side of North Carolina, and this might be looking into a possible Nomad 2, Nomad 5 pick for the future, but Indiana's happening is nothing to be messed with here.
Yeah, and again, this is kind of like my worry with this team is they can kind of do it all. They have 3 solid players for reading. They have 3 solid players for mechanics, for aim, for literally like any of the skill sets. I think your best bet is going to just heavily lean into the hard gimmick stuff, because I think for Indiana, well, they might have at least 3 players who can play all the skill sets. Only maybe 1 or 2 of them are really proficient on it, whereas the 3rd one would just be filling in. So I think for North Carolina, they have to switch up their pick strategy, go for something like the easy one that's left open, maybe go for something like the hidden 2 that's left open. But yeah, we're going to continue with mechanics here for Indiana and DT3.
Yeah. People call it, I mean, I'll say it's an aim map. It is an aim control map with like a bit of finger control more than anything else. As it is a bunch of doubles, does have triples, AR9 after DT. So not as comfortable as you would like it to be as your normal DT map, but still very much a pick for Indiana here. This song is such a vibe. So we are awaiting 4 players to come in. We have JT in lobby right now for Indiana, Hope and Oyster. Convex coming in. Okay, Convex DT.
Surely we have Convex M for DT. I think Convex is here for lobby sitting more than anything.
Oh, Hopes is doing it at the moment. Super Alp coming in, Shrek Farm as well. So Indiana looking pretty set on this. What is?
They're doing a little switch around, get someone in the first slot. It's like it's gonna be JT Cantwell.
You know what? I respect it. JT is probably FCing the map off of that. There's no way you put the effort in swapping all around like that if you don't think you're FCing the map. Thank you for hit sounds and thank you for the content. Wait, Convex DT, let's get it. Hey.
It is actually Convex here for the DT3. A little bit less demanding than something like the DT2. A bit easier for players to access, but still going to be some mechanics here nonetheless. Especially with these doubles, I've seen a lot of teams get tripped up on some of these doubles, and already a very early miss coming out from Convex is traded out by Shrek Farm and like some of the first few notes though, but down goes Woyster. Convex still continuing to struggle with their combo, and it's just going to be Hops 2 for the time being on the lone SS here for North Carolina versus 2 FCs and 1 basically FC for Indiana.
And those 2 FCs are looking very comfortable, 99.1 and 98.5, hitting these doubles with absolute precision as well. Convex did find another break, Woyster finding a break, Shrek Farm finding a break, Super Alvin Hopes finding a break, so a full wave on North Carolina, but it's only JT holding on to the FC. They moved him to the first slot for a reason, and it is looking very good for them.
Yeah, all players struggling in this lobby to hold on to combo in this first KI section, except for JT Cantwell. And honestly, the accuracies too are kind of struggling here now for the side of North Carolina. It was looking pretty good, but even with the miss from Hobbs, she's still on the 98.2, but just supporting score and the supporting accuracies just aren't there. And finally down goes JT Cantwell. It's only about half the map remaining, so that is going to help to put a damper on this score lead that Indiana is building up for themselves. But 400,000 is a lot of points to get back, and without really having any combo anywhere, the highest now is on Convex, just barely over 100, and it's being matched by JT Cantwell. Shrek Farm sitting on 300. I don't know if there's going to be enough time for North Carolina to get back into this one.
Yeah, I mean, Shrek Farm does find a break, but 400k is a lot to ask for, although it is a quarter of the map remaining. We do have this long break and then another short one, I would believe. So let's see if Convex can hold this up.
Yeah, I don't even know if Convex is going to be able to do it on their own either.
Yeah,
they need all 3 players on the side of North Carolina need to hold strong, and we kind of just have to see a full breakdown here for Indiana. It's going to be a miss from Shrek Farm getting traded out with Woyster. But really, no one else is missing, and so long as you have these combos being matched, finally down goes JT Cantwell, so not matching Convex anymore. Hobbs drops the combo on the recovery, but it was being matched by Super Alv, and yeah, I mean, there's not enough time, there's not enough combo left in the map for North Carolina to get back into this, and that's going to be a good consolidation on the first break point for Indiana here.
I mean, respect for Convex, locking in on the second half of the map there, holding on to the big combo. Not getting that 93.4 as someone said in chat, hitting that 95 mark, and good consolidation of the breakpoint for Indiana on this DT3.
Pronounced Woyster.
Wait, where's this information?
I was reading Twitch chat.
Woyster. That is so unintuitive.
Is that it's very unintuitive.
I see the vision.
I added that to the predictions mega doc because that is what I'm using to go off of for teams that I don't particularly know all their skill sets, what they're good and what they're bad at.
Woyster.
But Indiana starting this one off strong. The initial break point on the DT2 pick from North Carolina, and getting the consolidation on the DT3. I do think there's no more double times left. That is all the double times out. DT1 was banned by Indiana, so yeah, we are gonna have to see a switch up, and it's gonna be not necessarily reading per se. There are reading elements in this, but we're gonna lean more into the tech side of things here for North Carolina. So really, just I think no, I see the vision as well.
Yeah,
but
this is like this is something you want to test, like, you know, like the waters here. I mean, your first pick's supposed to be testing the waters, but like you lost it in a very close manner, so might as well just go into something that you can probably take on, like enough, like onto a hidden one or something. Although it's not like the hidden two or easy that you were looking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like think, like I'm trying to read it like in my head. So I'm sorry I got quiet there.
Sure. No, I think as you said, yeah, could lean into the hidden one if this one goes well for them. But again, I really just want to see this North Carolina team who is so proficient in reading go into some of the reading picks. I want to see something like hidden 2 from them. I want to see something like the easy 1. Just anything like heavy reading. This does have reading elements, but this is the kind of map that I think JT Cantwell and Shrek Farm are going to thrive in here for Indiana. So it's a little scary, but I think any pick into a higher seeded team, especially when you are the lower seeded team, is going to be a scary pick. So maybe they're just really feeling themselves on this one, and that's why they ended up picking it, which it can always be the case. And if that is the case, then you should always do that.
And this has to be another comfort thing. Although, this has been found like all over the map. Like you can miss on anything on this map, whether if it's a stream, whether if it's a slider head, whether if it's just a random tick that you just over aim. Anything is missable here. So we'll see if North Carolina does high roll on this map, or does Indiana really low roll as we get into the first section of the map. Oyster finding the first break. Everyone looking very comfortable on the map right now. 99s all over the place. JT with an actual, yeah, that's happening right there. As Convex also with a 98% FC, it's just well finding another break there, and it's not looking that good. Convex does find the slider break, and Indiana, yeah, as you said, is cooking on this map very well. Both the only one holding on for dear life on North Carolina. Shrek Farm does find that slider break. JT dropped the SS on the slider break as well. So it's just Marvin Frags and Holds holding on, and a very much combo advantage for the side of North Carolina off of the first KI section here.
Yeah, you have these major misses coming out from 2 of the full combos for Indiana here on JT Cantwell and Shrek Farm. Right about in the very middle of the map, that's going to immediately cap their scores at about 550 to 600,000-ish. They're just not going to be able to get above that. So it really comes down to how much longer can both of these 2 full combos go for either of these 2 teams, and down goes Hobbs. So that is going to be the final remaining FC gone for North Carolina. Luckily for her, though, she does have good supporting combos on the side of her team for Worcester and Convex, both doing pretty well to get those recoveries back up to about 500 each, matching pretty much equally for Marvin Frags' full combo. The recovery is getting there for JT Cantwell, but Shrek Farm ended up finding another miss earlier, or just recently here, as we get into one of the final KI sections here. So one of the hardest sections of the map too. If these recoveries for the side of North Carolina are going to be able to hold much longer, they are going to have to see some misses coming out from Indiana, especially on the only FC remaining for Marvin Frags. And down goes Blowister as I was yapping, but there goes Marvin Frags FC, and that's going to be North Carolina's opening back into this one. Quarter of the map left, 180,000 points, and it is slowly ticking over towards their favor.
Yeah, but like Shrek Farm and JT do have those recoveries, and JT unfortunately having that slider break, but caught up on the finger control. So is Convex, so is Holmes, and it's just Shrek Farm versus Woe, and that's not going to be enough time for Woe to hold on as we are approaching the end of the map. 180k difference is pretty much not likely going to happen, especially with the Convex and Holmes break. And looks like this No Mod 4 gamble, as good as it is looking, as close as it was, it just did not work out for North Carolina, and Indiana is going to take a second breakpoint in this match.
Yeah, 151,000 points is going to be the final score difference here for these 2 teams, and 151,000 points, it is a lot on paper, but like realistically, that's really close. For this North Carolina team to be almost getting this point on against Indiana where you had like one of these players was SSing for half the map pretty much, and you had Marvin Frags on the 1000 combo. There really just wasn't any other combo that was fully matching it, but the moment Convex dropped was the moment that North Carolina's chances slipped away from them, and unfortunately their second pick is going to go towards the way of Indiana. As you said, second break point here for Indiana, and they're going to have a chance for another consolidation on that break point. Don't have any more double times to go into, but I do think this is where we start to see them go into something like the Hard Rock 2 or the free mods.
I completely agree with that. But going back to that Nova 4, I feel bad for Woe. Like, 2 crucial slider breaks on that map, and we're going straight into easy 1 now. So this is the pick that you wanted to see. We wanted to see this easy from Indiana. I mean, well, easy from North Carolina into Indiana.
From North Carolina.
But I mean, this easy. I mean, this easy is shorter than the one in quals, so it is more likely that players will have learned it better, if not easier. And during this downtime, I would think there are the players in North Carolina just practicing it or looking at the map. In the meantime, we see July 27th into the lobby, Senpai Geo as well. So this might be a trap pick for Indiana, as we see 2 players who we haven't seen in a while. Well, Senpai Geo with their first map into this match, but July 27th, second map after that DT2, and it's looking like it could have been a trap pick for Indiana here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if this goes well for North Carolina, which very well could. This team on paper is likely favored on a pick like this. Then their options open up for something like the Hidden 2 to try to consolidate on a break point if they are able to get this one. But it does look like this is going to be the roster for North Carolina. On the side of Indiana, you've got the Shrek Farm, Super Alp, and not the other bubble. It's going to be Marvin Frags, who did escape me, but they also do enjoy easy from time to time. So Indiana kind of working with more players than are allotted for these picks. You can only have 3 players play despite having 6 players total on the team. You know how it works at this point. And yeah, map number 4 here. This is Indiana's pick. I would have expected this one to be a pick from North Carolina, but in the end, we'll see how it goes. It's pretty short, as you said, so could go either way very easily.
And nobody faltering at the start of the map, so that is a good sign that we are having a very good practice easy from both teams here. Although July 27th, finding the first break, not that bad starting off, although this map is very short, already a quarter in, and no one else finding a trade. SS is on Shrek Farm, Marvin Frags, and Hobbs. Actually, Senpai Geo too. So this break might actually just be causing the loss for North Carolina, although Super Owl does have 99% and looking very comfortable on this map.
Looking pretty comfortable. Only the miss from July 27th for the time being, but again, this is such a short map. It's like 40,000 points here between these 2 teams, right? But it's July 27th, going to find more misses here now, and no trades yet on the side of Indiana, and 40,000 points is a lot on easy, especially now with Hobbs dropping the second final remaining full combo for North Carolina. Down goes Senpai Geo, and now it's a 3-way FC for Indiana versus 0 on North Carolina. And I mean, yeah, this team looks really good on this pick, but just so dominant is this Indiana team. Finally drops on Super Alb. It's not going to be the 3-way FC, but will we see a 2-way? No. Shrek Farm going to fall, so now it's down to once again Marvin Frags here. Potentially close out the only FC on this pick. Or no, Senpai Geo's on the FC. Was that Bancho?
Yeah, that was a Bancho break. Yeah, that was a Bancho break that did occur.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, an FC for Senpai Geo, an FC for Marvin. And just unfortunate slide break from Hopes. And honestly, even if Hopes did FC, that wouldn't have done enough. It was all on July 27th. The weakness on that third player. Yeah, that
unfortunately, it would not have been enough because the third player score for Indiana would have been higher than what Hobbs could have made up for.
Yeah, but like, very well practiced Indiana on the map. Got through pretty much the whole entire map without any misses. Just that ending part is a little tricky, and if you're not that good, I mean, if you're good at easy and then you practice it well, you're gonna get through that first like 3/4 of the map very well, and then probably just find the initial misread. Or you're Marvin and then you have like a bunch of beer bottles in your at your desk and then just like pop off. That is a reference that you don't understand, and I will explain it as they are going into North Carolina's most likely last pick. So, no, don't say that. Okay, I won't say it.
It's never over until it's over.
True.
Potentially their last
pick. I thought I said that, my bad. I don't know what I actually said then. But yeah,
you said most likely.
Okay, most likely.
I'll let it slide.
Yeah, okay. I thought I was no shy. I said it was like they're guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. So let me put this crown.
And tell me about this beer bottles on the desk as Nomad 3 is going to be picked here.
So I was playing Counter-Strike with the New Jersey guys for 5 stacking. All of a sudden, we queue into Marvin. And then he sends a picture on his desk full of beer bottles to Justin. And then the whole entire desk is filled with bottles. So, yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know if I'm ever commentating another Indiana match, so it's like the time to take it is there. little funny story.
Still peak.
Also, Marvin has won that match. It was like 13-11, so yeah. It was on Inferno, and it was like almost 2 months ago. And it's still in my head.
Wait, I know the match. I've seen screenshots of this match.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I own the Indiana OC server, so they play in that server.
Said story is not a lie. Confirmed.
So funny. I did not know the beer on the desk, but we're map number 5 here. This is match point for Indiana. This is North Carolina's pick though, so on the Nomad 3, JT Cantwell, Shrek Farm, and Super Alv. We'll be going against Hobbs, Convex, and Woester. Will they be able to get it done? 1 point is all I can ask from North Carolina. I think they are more than capable of doing that.
I mean, on Nomad 3, arguably the hardest map in the pool is something like very ambitious. Whoa, finding the first break. Super Alp and the rest of Indiana still holding on to FCs. I'm not even gonna mention what I'm seeing on top left, but Super Alp finding a slider break right there. So misses are traded out. It's just this accuracy differential is very big right now. Shrek Farm actually hitting some 50s right there, almost slider breaking. And it's still 2 FCs to 2 with the recovery combos.
Slight score lead in favor of Indiana just off of the early misses from Woester, but still good accuracies on North Carolina, and down goes Shrek Farm on one of the 2 remaining FCs for Indiana, so it's just going to put a lot of heavy lifting here for JT Cantwell to do now with the recovery on Super Alv only just peaking 200. It's going to be 2 FCs to 1. Convex and Hobbs doing their best, and for the first time in this match, we do actually see the score lead shift over towards North Carolina despite the accuracy differential here. Still going to be favoring North Carolina. You have a good recovery from Woester. Hobbs and Convex are on the full combos, and they are keeping JT Cantwell at bay, but it's only 25,000. They're going to have to continue to hold on to these combos if they want a chance to get this point.
And North Carolina looking very comfortable on this map. Well, very good recovery combo. And it's just JT, like, this accuracy is insane, and I don't know what more can you do. It's just you're relying on the breaks, but Super Al under aiming that slider and missing the double right after it, and that's a big break there. Shrek Farm finding a break as well, and this is too good for North Carolina right now. Woe does trade it out, but it is still that 2-on-1, and this is one of those carry maps that JT can do. Or
yeah, but
Indiana.
can you do it against 2 FCs? I mean, 2FCs on North Carolina is like more than enough to keep JT at bay. He's not going to be able to do it despite all these constant misses coming out from Lowest. They're still continuing to struggle. It is a difficult section here, but finally down goes Hobbs, but it gets straight up, but JT Campbell and Convex is still comboing. No, as I say, that Convex drops the combo, but it's still 150,000 points. There aren't any recoveries on the side of North Carolina. The highest recovery for Indiana is going to be 330 from Super Alf, but for the time being, that it's going to help dampen the score lead that North Carolina's gotten for themselves. It's actually going to slowly shift towards Indiana, but if North Carolina is able to recover on their combos, they are actually going to be getting this point.
I mean, it's very contestable, but they're 100k is very much doable, especially if Hobbs finding a miss right there. Shrek Farm finding a miss there should be the nail for Indiana, not getting the sweep against North Carolina, but Super Alf is still
Convex drops.
Convex drop. JT, I mean, Will still has a combo. That's no.
There's time. There's time for Indiana to get back into this. Despite the misses from JT Cantwell and Shrek Farm both getting some chain misses, it's going to be 80,000 points here. And I don't know if it's going to be enough with the 700 combo from Super Alf. Nobody's matching him on the side of North Carolina, and you do see it is switching pretty quickly, but no, it's not going to be enough.
Okay.
That is going to be a point for North Carolina. It was sketchy with all the misses.
I almost spoke too soon. It was really tight there. Super Alf with a good recovery at the end of the map. Oh my. Okay, not a sweep.
Not a sweep, and that's what I wanted to see from North Carolina. I do think that their team more than capable of going toe-to-toe on some of these picks against Indiana. It's just been a little bit unfortunate. You had the one map where you just barely lost by like 150,000 or something, and that one didn't feel that good. Some of the other maps were a bit more lopsided for Indiana, but North Carolina really showing that they're capable of more than just getting swept by some of these higher seeded teams. So a really solid performance from Hobbs and Convex both to keep North Carolina's head above the water here and get a point on the board.
As Fremont 2 is going to be the pick, I think this actually could be a North Carolina win too.
I do too.
Oh,
I agree.
Oh, I feel a little excited about this one now. I mean,
yeah.
if this one goes to North Carolina, and then what is their next pick? Like Nomad 2?
Hidden
2, something around there. Like
it's got to be Hidden 2.
I mean, the Hidden 1 as well with the Nomad 4, but that's still going to be. I mean, they're going to be doing the last pick, so it's like anything can go. But we're not there yet. We're going into Fremont 2, and let's see what they're going to bring out. Do you think we're going to see any easies?
For Indiana, I do not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure about North Carolina. I believe it's going to be Hard Rock for JT, Hidden for Super Alv, and third is either Fortesay on the Nomad or Shrek Farm or Other Bubble on the Nomad. And then for North Carolina, I'm not sure. They could have an easy player. They do seem pretty comfortable with the easy.
This might be like a Geo moment. If not, then like I would like to see Hopes on either the Hidden or the Nomad. And then the other two, I mean, who would be playing Hard Rock for this roster? What's the total?
Yeah, I'm not sure, really. I'm not too familiar enough with their skill sets. They have multiple Hard Rock players who are comfortable at it. So casual Linux user could see them, as well as Senpai Geo, as you're mentioning, but they would probably be playing on the Hard Rock. If they were going to have an easy player, it's either going to be like Hobbs or Varka.
I mean, Varka's
just going off of this here.
Well, we do see Hopes and Senpai Geo, so I'm not certain if one of them are going to be taking the hit and the other one with the Nomad. And it looks like, whoa, content! Okay, a double easy on Hopes and Senpai Geo. Well, they're going with the hidden Hard Rock, Hidden on Super Alv, and JT with the Hard Rock. Now, keep in mind, easy multiplier is 1.7 and calculated into the overlay already. So max score is going to be that 850k for the easies on if they SS, not including spinners. but who knows?
Wait, you can
They might be
calculate it into
practice.
the. You can calculate it into the overlay.
Yeah, this is Tosu, so it's already like the score
that's
right now
so
is already
awesome.
after multiplier for both players.
Oh my goodness. Well, that drop from JT Cantwell is going to help negate some of these early misses from Loster. Both the Hard Rock players struggling a little bit here, but it's still the 2FCs 2 on the bottom, or excuse me, 2FCs to 1 on the bottom of the screen. Shark Farm found it a very early miss, so it's going to be slight advantage here for Indiana for the time being, but this one's a short one. Getting into some of the triple sections here, will we be seeing any players getting mixed up on these bursts? No, it doesn't look to be so.
Wow, both easy players as that Quint section into slider, not even tripped up on the tapping, both doing really well. Super Alv on the hidden side doing really well as well, still holding on to that FC. Shrek Farm, big recovery on that no mod, and JT good on the Hard Rock again as well, forced to play the Hard Rock but looking fairly like, I mean, little struggles on the hidden Hard Rock, but considering the team aspect, they are pretty much fine. Super Alva does find a break, and this double easy is not looking as good as it seemed because of the score difference. Senpai Gio does find a break, but I don't think it would have mattered if the FC, considering it's around this much of a difference.
Yeah, the 1.7x is really hurting these scores on the easy. It's just unfortunate, despite what is probably going to be the SS here from Hobbs, it's just not going to do enough for their team.
No,
and yeah,
okay.
350,000 is just not going to be there for this North Carolina team. Even if Senpai Gio FC'd, it still wouldn't have been enough. It still would have been about 140,000 and some change. So yeah, just not quite there for North Carolina, but still a pretty good performance here in this first round of 32. So GG, well played to both of these teams, but unfortunately for North Carolina, they are dropping down into the losers bracket. So Indiana going to move forward in the winners bracket, feeling pretty good about their 5-1 victory. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for us here.
Yes, for
the
now,
next stream,
for the next
right?
match. Yes. Also, shout out to Hobbs. Like, that's the second SS in round of 32, to my knowledge. And it's on Fremont too, and not even easy one. So, good score from them. Just unfortunate on the easy multiplier being a little bit of a cripple, but shouldn't matter that much. Once again, congratulations, Indiana A, for winning this match. Moving on into the winners bracket. Honestly, big dark horses in this tournament as seed 8, because this team can make finals, if not like
this
maybe squeeze in. So I want to see how this goes.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching and tuning in. I think there's another match going on right now over on the C streams. Go head over there. I do believe we're going to make you guys go over there regardless. But
yeah, I'm just going to check it right now. Yeah, it is North California C versus Louisiana B. And that match is actually very contested, if not almost going to possible tiebreaker scenario here. Not certain how it is on this current map, because I have very small. We're going to be rating that stream, and then if you... Wait, what's the next one? Oh, okay. And the next match will be in around 30 minutes, and that will be Massachusetts B versus Ohio B. We saw Massachusetts A versus Ohio A around like almost 2 hours ago. So we're going to see their big teams clash, and yeah, that's going to be it for us on this match, and we'll see you guys next time.
take care, everybody.
And if you wanna fight me